like to do the roll call and anything more?
Yeah.
So we'll just start with David.
Alderwoman Behringer.
Present.
Alderman Moore. Here. Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Howard.
Present.
Alderman Gracia. Chairwoman Cruzen. Five present, you have a quorum.
Thank you. So the Transportation and Commerce meeting will come to order. The board bill before you, board bill number 118, is a board bill to use federal funds to reconstruct a bridge that's in Forest Park that goes in Forest Park. It goes over Forest Park Parkway. And John Kohler is going to present this. John, you want to introduce the people that are here with you?
Sure, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I have various members of the design team that have been hired by BJC and Jacobs to do the design of this Forest Park Parkway Bridge over Metro, and also a secondary but joint project, the elimination of the Kings Highway Bridge.
Which is not before us today.
That is correct, but it is interrelated, and I'll explain that relationship. Valerie?
I'm Valerie Larkin. I'm the program manager for the campus renewal program for BJC.
I'm Brad Dunnigan. I'm the project engineer for Cochran Engineering on the Metrolink Bridge over Metrolink on Forest Park Parkway.
And I'm Terry Todd with Cochran. I'm the Director of Road and Bridge Design.
Thank you. And I'm John Kohler with the Board of Public Service Planning and Programming Division. I do have a handout, a plan view of the proposed bridge. It shows the proximity of the bridge in Forest Park and its relationship to Kings Highway.
You know, maybe I could give just a minute's worth of background that might make this make more sense. If you are on Kings Highway driving north, you know the hospital complex is on your right, on the east side of Kings Highway. The goal here in the
Sorry, I'm in my brain.
in the next few years, right now Kings Highway goes right over Forest Park Parkway. Forest Park Parkway dips down under Kings Highway. So in the next few years, the goal here is to bring Forest Park Parkway up to Kings Highway and make it a normal intersection. Now,
Yeah, you're gonna slow us down. I like speeding down Forest Park Parkway.
well, I think that, you know, it'll be great for better ingress and egress to the medical center. It'll also be great for the Central West End neighborhood to be able to, if you're northbound on Kings Highway and you want to go west, or east for that matter, right, you know, you can get right on Forest Park Parkway to go in a more direct fashion. Now, let me say that about this Kings Highway, Forest Park Parkway intersection, that is half in the 28th Ward and half in the 17th Ward. So we're not really here to talk about that today, except for the point that this bridge that we are going to talk about, it's interrelated to this Forest Park Parkway Kings Highway construction. So that's the reason that we're here today. This bridge is on the 28th Ward. So this bridge is going to use federal funds. The bridge in red here will use federal funds. And so the Board of Public Service will be managing that construction, and it'll be done at the same time as the Kings Highway Forest Park Parkway intersection. So that's kind of the big picture here.
So, as Lyda mentioned, the board bill that's in front of you today is associated with a specific federal grant that the city acquired for the replacement of this bridge that's outlined in red. And that is the Forest Park Parkway Bridge that traverses over the Metro line. We did obtain a grant of $2.5 million federal money. The total project cost is $3.375 million to replace that bridge and short sections of adjacent approaching roadways. The local match for this project is being provided by BJC. It's 20%. And there's anticipated to be no cost to the city of St. Louis to replace this structurally deficient bridge. Currently, it's rated 47% out of 100 for structural rating, and it is fully eligible for 80% federal funding. The schedule for this project is it's currently under design, about 30% complete, and the design is being fully funded by BJC through Cochran Engineering. What the city will do is take those design plans when they're completed, and we'll have close coordination through that whole design process. We'll take those plans and we will bid the project and we will manage the construction of the project, which right now is anticipated to occur summer of 2016. But it is dependent upon the interrelated project of BJC, which is the removal of the Kings Highway Bridge over Forest Park Parkway, making that a standard at-grade intersection. Both of those independent projects will be constructed in the same time frame, with the goal starting next summer of 16.
Will the Kings Highway Bridge or the that southwest, the Hill Bridge, will that be completed by now?
That's,
I mean, just because it's like, okay, so Kings
well,
Highway
that
is gonna
started
be
this
a
week,
long
as
way
you
to go.
know.
Yeah,
And that's in the neighborhood of a
2 years.
12 to 18-month project. I don't know exactly when that bridge will be open, but it's at least 12 plus months.
We'll figure
I'm
that
sorry,
out.
I
We'll
just-
coordinate that.
excuse
So-
me, Chairwoman.
That's okay. Anything further, or you want to take questions there?
Well, I'll take questions on either of the project, that's fine.
Alderwoman Behringer?
I think it's fantastic. So it's gonna start summer, just this part's gonna start summer 2016, or the whole project's gonna start summer?
Whenever it starts, it'll all start together.
Okay,
I'll say it in that way, because we're not gonna, close the parkway and do
Right.
one and then close it again and do another. Yeah.
so the completion is thought to be?
It could be a 12-month type project as well, most likely for the combined.
Okay, and then BJC is, you said, was also the entire project they were?
BJC is gonna be doing this east, project on their own.
Wow.
And then,
The second project, Kings Highway, will be 100% funded and managed by BJC. That organization would apply for a BPS permit to build the entire project.
I have no other questions except, thank you, BJC.
agreed, Alderman Moore.
John, when was this project proposed?
We submitted the application in January of 15.
January 15th?
We had talked about it prior to that, and we had submitted the prior year an application that was denied federal funding
Denied by who?
by East West Gateway, who manages the region's federal transportation dollars.
So Forest Park Expressway is coming up to Kings Highway to exit?
That's
So they're
right.
gonna
Well,
they're
the
gonna
whole
bring it up?
roadway.
Okay.
So instead of dipping under as you're east or westbound, you will now just stop and come to a standard at-grade intersection.
Mhm.
At Euclid, Alderman, Forest Park Parkway is at grade, and that's just a little bit east of Kings Highway there.
Well, I know,
Okay.
I travel that pretty regularly. But what I'm getting at, John, is this by no means will interfere with my Newstead project, will it?
I think your Newstead is far enough removed that that will function well independently.
Okay, that's all I have. I'm very prejudiced about it, and passionate, you can tell. So, thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Alderman Vaccaro,
I have no questions.
Alderman Howard.
I already asked my daughter, sorry about that.
Alderman
My
Grassley.
filter's not working yet.
I just have a quick question with respect to the way bridges are rated. So you indicated this was a 47% out of 100%?
Correct.
Okay. And this is just for clarification, in the report that I have on the Compton Bridge over by Harris-Stowe, it's rated 4, I'm assuming out of 5?
I don't recall the exact sufficiency rating.
It's a 4. I just don't know what 47% out of 100 means, or 4 out of whatever.
I could certainly get you the sufficiency rating of the December 2014 report.
Okay, well, there's a 2015 report too.
Okay, I will get you that latest information. I can give you more information now verbally with the condition of the Compton Bridge. The superstructure, which is holding up the deck of the Compton Bridge, was repaired and strengthened under a federal grant about 3 years ago. It's the deck that,
Right.
and railings.
No, I appreciate that. I understand all that. I'm just curious, because you mentioned this is rated at 47%, and the bridge that I look at is rated as a 4, how that looks, so.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 4, I'd have to look at that number. But I do know the deck is rated much lower than 47%. And we recognize that as a very high priority for the city to replace that deck.
Okay.
But we do inspect it on a routine basis. If it would be deemed to be a public safety hazard, the bridge would be closed at that determination.
Okay, thanks.
Or fixed, maybe.
Or temporarily repaired, yes.
Fixed would be good. Not again.
Or fixed,
Yeah.
assuming we would have funds to do that.
Hey. Are there any questions?
I just have one more. You mentioned at the intersection there. Now, will we have to pass another board bill for this Kings Highway, Forest Park intersection? Or since VJC is doing that, they get all the permits and it's just...
They would apply for a BPS permit, which would go through the Board of Public Service of several department heads. And that board is given authority to issue permits that encroach upon street rights of way. So no, it would not go to the Board of Aldermen.
Even to turn that property, they will not have possession of that property.
Well, it's city right of way. We
Okay.
own the work that is being proposed to eliminate that bridge. We own the property.
And it will continue to be city right away.
Yes,
Okay.
there's no
But
property
But
transition.
they're making the improvements.
Correct.
Okay. That's a good deal.
And I guess the other thing to point out here is that just a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's been a month by now, I saw some of the very preliminary plans for this Kings Highway Forest Park Parkway project, and I had some comments on it about how to make it more pedestrian friendly and maybe some suggestions. I know Alderman Rhodey is also looking at it. That project will be, has not really been vetted in the neighborhood yet as well, but it will be when the design gets, it's really important that that entire intersection be a lot safer, not just for cars and for people getting in and out of BJC, but for folks walking there. There's a lot of walking traffic at Euclid. It's all at Euclid now. Now, there will be more, and it'll be better at Kings Highway if you're headed to the park, for example. It'll be much better than it is today, because now you really can't get into Forest Park there. It just stops on the bridge, and then you're on the sidewalk there. So that'll all be, before that happens,
Transition should be there. Yeah.
shown
And
shown
that's
to
a
the
good
neighborhood,
point.
and, you know, all that, so.
We do have issues with eastbound traffic going under Kings Highway, approaching Euclid. They're going at high speeds. You've got a very large volume of pedestrians crossing, sometimes with the light, sometimes illegally. And there's a potential for severe accidents as the speeding vehicles approaching the heavily used
Well, and
Euclid.
actually, during the construction, the westbound crosswalk
That's
at
gone.
Euclid is closed. And, you know, that's been a bit of a struggle during that construction. But all of that, which is all, of course, has to get worked out, will be vetted with the neighborhood. There's a couple of good things happening here, you can't really see it on this plan, but, you know, the area to the east here. And that is, there's quite a bit of real estate there. I mean, you've got the road going under, you've got the roads going on the side with the sidewalk, so I think, you know, there's quite a bit of width there in order to make this a better intersection, to tighten up the crosswalk, you know, pull them closer together, to make this a lot better intersection. Because you've got tons of people here, you've got a park here, you've got the medical center here, it's really natural for folks to need to walk and ride their bike
And this project
so that's a very high priority for me.
is part of the BJC campus renewal plan. They're investing many millions of dollars, not only on their own private campus, but access and beautification of the area around the campus. And that's why they're willing and very supportive in making these improvements.
Alderman Moore.
John, that dip when we're traveling east or west on Forest Park Parkway, it goes under the bridge. So we're gonna bring that up.
Correct.
Will we be able to, if we're headed southbound on Kings Highway, will we be able to exit into the Forest Park Expressway now? You know, you can't go west on,
Yeah.
from the Kings Highway. If you're headed south on Kings Highway, there is no right to take you west.
You will be able to have full access now, like on all those turning movements. Several additional movements being added as part of this project that aren't there now.
How long will it be shut down?
We don't have a definitive answer now, but it's a very comprehensive project, at least 12 months. And I
A
don't
good
know
long
if
while.
Valerie, you have
Yeah,
any
that's,
other?
you know, that's what we're planning. We're aiming to have everything reopened by July 1st of 17 to coincide with the opening of the first phase of the hospital.
So it'll be a four-way stop with traffic signals.
Now, one construction consideration that we're looking at is leaving the Kings Highway Bridge in place as we fill up underneath Forest Park Parkway to minimize the downtime of traffic on Kings Highway. That will be the goal, to sequence construction to keep that open as long as possible.
Okay. That's all.
We know that we've got roadway capacity in this city. We closed Highway 40 for 2 frickin' years. And yeah, we all had to figure out a different way to get there, but it really wasn't that bad after you figured it out. So I think, you know, those cars will have to go back on the highway.
I'm okay with it, just as long as it don't interfere with Newstead.
Okay. Carol?
Well, and I think we've made up other alternative routes with the Car Grove Passage and those areas. And I guess this question is kind of off, but is this, you know, it's very cosmetic, I assume that it's gonna be beautiful when it's finished. Is this gonna be the grand entrance to the BJC complex and the site of the camp center?
Yes.
Okay. I was just curious, because I thought, oh, this has potential here. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Appreciate a motion.
I'll make a motion that we pass
Second.
Bill 118 out with due pass recommendation.
Motion, second by Alderman Behringer. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Behringer.
Aye.
Alderman Moore.
Aye.
Alderman Carl.
Aye.
Alderman Cone. Alderman Howard.
Aye.
Alderman Gracia.
Aye.
Chairwoman Cruzen.
Aye.
7 ayes, 0 no votes. Order 118 to adopt the due pass recommendation.
Thank you.
Right.